If size doesn't matter, why do most dildos are so much bigger than the average dick size? Size does matter to a lot of people, and many dildos are average 5-inchers. In real life, for the women I know, they generally buy and use ones that are average size. The gigantic ones in porn are rarely the ones people buy in real life. If you got into any of the more progressive women-owned sex shops, you won't find gigantic dildos. You will find some that are above average, but most will be average or smaller. I use a vibrating dildo. It's probably larger than most men. But it's how most of them are sold where I buy them. But I only use it on my clit. My BF tried to insert it into me once and I almost cried. It's cold, it's big, and it's just not what I want inside me. Then I explained to him how I use it. Just the vibrating tip on the clit. Real cocks matter. I think a lot of the misconceptions are based on the porn we see. Watch a girl use a dildo by herself. She needs to be able to grab it. 2 inches. So a 7 inches dildo really only generally gets inserted about 5 inches. If it was a 5 inches dildo, only about 3 inches would be used. I mean dildos in porn or IRL. Most of the actual everyday drivers I have seen of the years are moderate sized. Most girls use a vibrator, not a dildo. Clitoral stimulation is superior to penetration. There are sex toys in every possible size. Everyone will have a different preference as well as different anatomy. Don't typically see many pocket pussies, male toys that represent most women either, TBH. They generally aren't. If you're looking at dildos in porn, then you've fallen into the classic trap of size in media. It's media, so it's all fake. And it's all faked upwards to look more impressive, so it keeps people's attention. And with time, people become desensitized, so they've got to keep pushing things to further extremes to keep people engaged. It's how you go from a 6 inches skin-colored rubber cock in 2005 to a 22 inches neon rainbow articulated, ejaculating space whale cock in 2021. Similar rules apply to the physical objects as well. They lack the added dimensions of stimulus of a real sexual situation. So they have to make up for that through providing a more extreme one-dimensional stimulus. And the more accessible they are, the more people use them. The more desensitized they become, the more they scale up in extremity. And as people have said, it's about making it practical to grip and use, which requires a lot of additional length compared to the actual usable length. I've got an answer from a different angle. I've got some masturbators with ribbed and spiral insides. They feel great to use. But I'd still absolutely prefer the real thing even without the special texture. Sex toys are for stimulation and little else. A real person has much more going for them. Size matters. Size is not all that matters. There's a difference in usage between a plastic toy and the real thing. I got a car that can go 200 kilometers per hour. That's pretty fast, but I'll never need to travel those speeds. But it's nice to have the option. I mean, mine is 8 inches. I use the excess to hold onto with my hands. Only on occasion do I try and shove it far in. Most of the time I use 1 to 6 inches of it. My BF's dick actually has more girth. So sex is a nice switch up. I also use my fingers occasionally, as that's nothing compared to the size of a dick or dildo. It's all about preference in the moment. Also, not all dildos are much bigger than the average. There is a wide selection out there of normal-sized dildos. Just gotta look for them. Women aren't making the dildos. It's not that size doesn't matter. It's that size is only one factor in an extremely complex equation that is different for everyone. And for every coupling. One person may be sexy with a small penis. Or with no penis at all. Because they're a really good kisser. Or because they smell really sexy. Or because they just know how to work that thing. One person's stud muffin can be another person's what was I thinking. A dildo is just a dick and nothing more. It can't kiss you. Or tell you that you're driving it crazy. It's not going to tear your clothes off. And if you want it to pump you, you have to make it do that. It has no autonomy. It's also not warm. It's a cold lump of silicone. And it's got a lot to make up for. Being big is its only virtue. Because it's a sex toy. It's a fantasy item. You can choose the size from a range of others on the shelf. That's not that easy to do IRL. Need a hand grip? I use a vibrating dildo and rarely ever insert it. It's probably about 2 inches, but even on the rare occasion I use it for anything more than clitoral stimulation. I don't stick it all the way in. It's kind of annoying actually because I'm too small to be comfortable with anything above 5 to 6 inches. Like I literally cannot fit something larger than that without pain. I may as well use it like a melee weapon in Saints Row for as useful as one of those big 12 inchers is to me in the bedroom.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.